So I'm Norman, I'm the co-founder of Tapglue, and Tapglue is a platform that helps apps to become a social network very easily. So through Tapglue you can add social functionality to your product extremely easy, and we make a process that usually probably takes months of work. We enable people to do that within a day or even hours.
And so tell me about the bigger opportunity here.
Yeah, so the big thing, we see that mobile apps and mobile is the main channel that brands and advertisers want to reach consumers through right now. And while they have understood how to acquire users, so this whole ad space is pretty mature nowadays, we see there's a big lack in expertise and opportunities and options when it comes to retaining those users. And in fact, the average app today, if they acquire 100 users today, in 3 days from now, 77% of that is going to be gone again, which makes it really, really hard to substantially grow a user base. And we want to tackle that big challenge in a new way because we have experienced that creating social features in an app can be very, very powerful for that. And that's how we came up with the idea and with that product.
And can you tell me about your background and tell me a little bit about your team?
Sure. So I've been working in various startups for a while. I've been, I think, in the startup world for 8 years now. I've been working for companies like Delivery Hero in Europe. I've been with one of the biggest soccer app in the world called OneFootball. I tried to start another company before, which didn't really work out. So I've been around for quite a while, and in the last years I really heavily focused on user growth on mobile. My co-founder Onu, I met him actually at Delivery Hero. We've been together for the last 4 or 5 years in different companies. And early last year, we decided to start Tapglue. And besides that, we have very strong engineers in our team that, for example, work for companies like SoundCloud and help to scale their system to hundreds of millions of listeners. So we're kind of experienced when it comes to building social apps and mobile apps in general.
And how long has the platform been out, and can you give me an indication of traction so far?
Sure. So we have started talking to customers end of last year. So we started to onboard the first customers end of last year to really get early feedback and all that kind of stuff. We've acquired a few. We have some apps live in the store now. We've seen pretty good results. So retention, engagement metrics, depending on what kind of customer, that can differ. But we see an average jump of 10 to 20% in the metrics that they wanna see a jump in doing that through that integration. So it's been pretty successful. We came into Techstars, to kind of achieve the next level when it comes to customer acquisition and all that. So we're now, after the program, we will start rolling out to a wider range of customers.
And what are the bigger challenges you face?
I think, so as I said, we're pretty experienced in building products. We feel that we have quite some knowledge there in building a product and growing a user base and all that kind of stuff, and also obviously retaining users. I think we have kind of added a lot of complexity by building a platform for people who build products, which means our success is kind of dependent on theirs, right? And that's a good thing because our interests are aligned, but at the same time we have that additional layer in between us and the consumer, which is the customer, right? And we want to help them by creating great software and a great platform, but we're still dependent on how do they do the implementation? What does the design look like? How prominently do they place the features in the app and all that kind of stuff, right? So that's definitely probably the biggest challenge for us. So how do we create a platform that really leaves very, very little room for failure when it comes to a relatively complex thing to do in the product for the end consumer? I would say that's a big challenge for us. An interesting one, though.
And where do you see yourself in the future? Like what's your vision?
Yeah. So I think the immediate vision is fix that retention challenge for the app world out there, right? And this will grow beyond just mobile apps. This will go into other platforms, right? Desktop, obviously, but also into other areas. So solve that by turning products into a more social experience. And I think what we have in our head, so when people hear social, this might sound niche to them, but we strongly believe that by connecting users across various different scenarios than just social networking as it is today, and we think that we can provide a lot of value to the world out there. And I think over time, we're all about user growth, right? We tackle that through retention now, and through this certain functionality, we will add to our platform more tools that help people with user growth. And user growth, not by throwing more dollars at people, but actually improving the product and making the product more sticky, making it more engaging, making it more viral. We will have a lot of additional tools to what we have now in the future. So that's where we're heading. We want to solve that product-driven user growth in a way that nobody thought about yet.